connecting. Okay. Since I'm not in the studio of mine, it's in some other place. So just keep giving right inputs at some time in case voice is not clear or audio is not, video is not clear. So one more time in front of all of you to welcoming the guest of honor tonight, Dr Manisha Jadhav. It's very different experience right now because we always need some kind of references in our life to get with what. Just give me a moment. Something. Yes. Where do I go? The view. Okay. How many nice people we have? I want to see how many of them are there. Somehow we have so many. It always inspires people like me and Manisha when we see a lot of people on the Zoom. So, see, reference we all need in reference to know where we are going in life, where we have come in life. No, I myself is a very nice, good multitasker in my life. And I do a lot of things at the same time in my life, and all of you have witnessed those who have been a part of my life in all these years. This is one thing. It's very beautiful to do multitasking. But sitting next to me is a person who is also brilliant in multitasking, which women anyway are. Most women, not all the women. I have some amazing women who do nothing in my life, nothing in life except one thing. But she is not a multitasker alone. But she is good at all that she does. That's the most beautiful thing. I do a lot of things at the same time. But I cannot say that I am good at everything that I do. Actually, I am. But still, she is brilliant in whatever she does. So, from being a doctor by profession, by qualification, being an artist, being a pregnancy counselor, being a politician's family background, and now practicing medicine, practicing politics, all at one time. And she also walks beauty pageant contests, and she is also a winner of few of them. Now, I think very few people where you can keep introducing, and the whole program will get over. So then giving more complex to each one of us, including me. Let's start the interview. Otherwise, I have to keep counting. This also she does. This also she does. This also she does. Social working she does. You can go. And apart from that, she's also a beautiful wife to a handsome husband. She's also a fabulous mother to a very beautiful son and daughter-in-law. So many things are there. So we always talk about one role wonders and holistic wonders. Sitting next to me right now is not one role wonder, but a holistic wonder. Everything she does and whatever she does, she's just fabulously brilliant in the entire. So welcome to this beautiful Sampurna Manisha.
Thank you for this beautiful introduction.
I had to cut it short because we have this much time only. Anywhere you think audio is not okay, please just give me some kind of gesture. Okay. So let's start with something very simple things. Simple thing only are very profound things in life. I spoke about so many qualities you have. I have seen you drawing, I have seen you painting, I have seen you doing mehndi, I have seen you dancing, I have seen you writing poetry, I have seen you doing shairi, I have seen you doing so many things. But there are two kind of things in life, or two skills. One is inborn skills and then acquired skills. For example, my communication is my acquired skills. Public speaking is my acquired skills. In all these things that you do, and do you do with certain different flamboyance to the whole thing, इसमें inborn skills क्या है और acquired skills क्या है?
Inborn skills, from my birth, like stage fear was never a part of it. So I didn't have to learn to be on the stage by God's grace. I was always confident by birth. So that question, that is out of question. But other skills definitely I have learned, like drawing, mehndi. But the thing was that I just had to start with it, and then things keep on happening in such a way that it doesn't end up random. Nothing that I do, even if I start small, just एक कहीं से connection आता है. I don't have to wait. Like, one program if I do or one activity if I do and I feel ki while that is happening, I feel ki ab aage chahiye to itna ho gaya abhi. What next? I keep thinking that, but by the time it is over, next day there is something new that has come. And I just have to pick that thing up. And I don't have to make much efforts to make that happen. I don't know, somehow it happens. So whether it is rangoli or mehndi or drawing, I have never worked very hard to make it happen. Somehow opportunities kept coming, and like I was learning drawing, and that person who teaches portrait rangoli, he came from the front and he said, "Do you want to go to the next level? And I will teach you." I never knew there was such a type named as portrait rangoli, and you can do something like this. And he just taught it to me. Only thing is, I picked it up very fast. Now that I cannot give credit to myself, like it keeps on happening. So same with dancing or maybe exercise or anything that I have done. I just started walking and joined a walking group. And it just turned out I became the walk leader. I got awards for walking. Walking is such a random activity. You keep doing, you don't receive awards for walking and running, okay? And then it just became a movement. And people couldn't run without me, walk without me. That is the stage where it reached. And I was surprised myself that whatever I do, it never, I make sure that I don't do anything actually, but it happens that it doesn't remain random. So, whether acquired or God gifted, this is
a mix of both.
It's a mix of both.
And like she said, she just started walking and it became a movement. She started drawing and that would have become something else. And that's one very beautiful thing which I think we all need to learn. And in the whole thing, I forget the most biggest recent achievement what she got was year 2023. She was the India's 100 Women Achievers of India. The 100 Women Achievers of India. She got award. And something she did. This one thing is again very strange about her. Whatever she does, it ends up into award. She started walking, she got award for that. She did the ramp, she got award for that. She started something, she will get award for that. And every month, once in a while, she will send a WhatsApp to me. This award she got, that award she got. So she's somebody who's made for awards only. So award girl of our fraternity, Manisha Jadhav with you and all of us right now. Very important point, which I think is a very beautiful quality she would have done. I need to see how does we help all of us. I've seen a lot of people have this very bad habit of starting something and then dropping in between. Starting something and dropping in between. And there are so many parents who have, in context with so many of you who are youngsters and so many of us as parents and so many of us when we were children, we have done this. We start the dancing class and we stop in between. We join one singing class and we drop in between. We start a chess class and drop in between. We start skating class and we drop in between. We start a basketball classes, and so this attitude of dropping out is a very common bad weakness which most people have, and I think that's where this is where it's not about was it important in my life or not. I may not become a basketball player, but if I started basketball, I should complete the whole thing. And that is where I've seen this difference between very few people, and that is where this girl comes, where when she said, whatever I've started, I've ensured it is completed. So this attitudes, what we always discuss about, attitudes do not care where you shape them, ultimately they will shape your life. Because from the childhood, whatever she, from Rangoli class to dance class to singing class to music, whatever she has done, she has ensured she complete the whole thing. So even today when she takes up a project, even today when she does anything, it can be recently she joined BJP and she comes from a political family. Her uncle was MP from Pune. He was a part of Shiv Sena, I suppose, and very good big name. In fact, when I was living in Pune, I've heard that name Gajaran Babar so many times, but I never knew eventually if you in future I will end up meeting his niece and having his beautiful relationship that we have built in last 6 years or so. So whatever she has done, whether she has in the COVID times when she had done so many projects for women or for patients, it's always ensured she completes the whole thing. I think it's a very beautiful quality which I think most of us lack in this, whether you're a youngster or whether you're grown or you're an old person who are watching this Sampurna. But this one quality I think which we should all take from her is, like I said, कि मैं जो भी शुरू किया है उसको मैं कंप्लीट किया, पूरा किया, बीच में छोड़ा नहीं है. जरूरी नहीं है कि it can be life changing, but this attitude to complete what you have started is a very life changing attitude. Doesn't matter what small work or what inconsequential work you have taken or project you have taken. Attitudes do not care where you shape them, and ultimately they will shape your life. As she said, God's grace, she had that ability to pick up things, opportunities, but that was God's gift. But for you to complete the whole thing, it needs your willpower, it needs a discipline. So there are times in life when you start something and in middle you feel, yeah, I don't think I will continue this in my life. I don't want to. But then what is that discipline or commitment or that motivation you have? कि हो सकता है कोई चीज अपन शुरू करते हैं बीच में छोड़ते हैं क्या नहीं करनी
हर चीज
हर चीज
ऐसे ही होता
है ना तो then what
what
is that?
happens is God का grace इतना ही होता है कि he initiates things for me.
Correct.
He will bring that thing to me and he'll say अभी कर तू शुरू कर.
Correct.
And next moment he will bring me down and tell me कि
Hmm.
आगे का रास्ता easy नहीं है.
Correct.
And he will keep on making sure that I have to work this out for it. And it happens. I initiate things, but it's never easy after that. After that, the main process starts, and there are so many obstacles that keep coming. But definitely, what is the output that I want to get out of it? That matters a lot. So the end product क्या होना चाहिए? Why am I doing it? That is a thought that comes to my mind, which keeps me pushing. Okay, if I want to get this result, then I have to push this. So that's the end product matters a lot. And also, I never think about that कि अभी मुश्किल आएंगे, but how can I enjoy that entire thing? How can I enjoy the process at one thing at a time? I once visited SBI Bank, and there was one person. He was quite old, and there were literally 15-20 people next to him, and each one had their own issues. And that person was making jokes. At the same time, he was handling this, he was handling the phone, he was handling the manager, and he was talking to the customers also. And everybody's problems, he was able to handle everything at the same time. And I was just looking totally amazed, like, how was he able to do it? How is he able to do that? I literally asked him, "Kaka, tumhi kaisa karta?" So he said, one thing at a time. ये कस्टमर है, इसको अभी क्या चाहिए वो देखना है, तब बाकी के दरवाजे बंद. Second one comes, only this, बाकी दरवाजे बंद. And that is the way he was able to handle 10 people at a time. So that approach literally helped me ki, okay, focus on this right now, next step ka baad mein. And eventually those things. And seriously, I never thought कि ये करते वक्त इसका इतना बड़ा कुछ हो सकता है. That was not the reason whenever I started. I just it was a simple thing that you start and later on it turns. But it was never the thing कि ये चीज के लिए करना है. Just on the way, keep doing it in a proper way, and whether it happens or not, taking it.
Correct. The most beautiful thing about all that discussion I always have is I make sure I infer something out of what they shared. They may not have been able to put it into a right way where it can be a lesson for everybody. That's what is my job. They have to speak what they want to speak, and I infer. First, in all this, I shared with what are lessons we have picked up from the previous sharing and what she shared right now. He said, God's grace is that He gives you an opportunity. It's up to you to see how you take it to the end. A very beautiful lesson life is. Genius is to make the temporary high into permanent. If you're able to make the temporary high into permanent, you're a genius. It's like you got a spark and you made a fire out of it. You're a genius. Spark, you may not be able to create. So life conspired, God graced you with a spark. Now, if you're expecting God also to make the spark into a great fire, forest fire, then we are dumbos. Genius is to make the temporary high into permanent. You got one beautiful relationship in your life and you realize this can be life-changing, this can be the treasure of my life. You got it now to make it into a permanent relationship of joy and growth. That's your genius. And if you're expecting the other person to now do everything to make the relationship work, I think again we are dumbos here. So temporary greatness is to make the temporary high into permanent. You got a health tip for whatever health which you are going through. Now that health tip is a spark that life gave you, or that doctor gave you, or some dietitian gave you, or some friend of yours gave you, and you believed in it. Now, if you are able to now make it into high, is the most amazing thing you can do in life. That's the first lesson I think I picked up from what she said. Life, God will grace you with something. Like, it's up to you how do you take it to the end. That's your responsibility. It's not God's responsibility. It's your responsibility. Number one. The first lesson is make greatness is to make temporary high into permanent. Number two, any point of time when you feel like giving up that project, that relationship, that issue, जो भी है, anytime you feel demotivated, demoralized, because life will give you opportunity, it also will give you enough challenges, those speed breakers, just to check whether you really are having conviction for it. It's life we are testing whether it's just a desire or it's a conviction you have, because desires can come and go, but conviction stays irrespective of the the speed breaker that you go in the way, come in the way, or the challenges which come in the way. These are God's way of checking whether you have a conviction about what you want to do, or just a mere desire for which God actually felt, let me try with you. So let's not stop at that. Number one. So if that demotivates you, what she said is very important. Anytime you feel like somewhere where you started anything, relationship, project, business, work, that point is ask why I started this at the first time. Why at the first place I started this what I'm doing. If you go back there, you'll actually, because when we start something, there is freshness, there is rawness, there is energy, there is motivation, there is all positive, beautiful things are there because we are seeing the larger picture. At any point of time, maybe in the initial days or maybe in the middle of the whole thing or to the fag end of the project, you feel like giving up, always ask this question, why the hell did you start first? भाई शुरू किस लिए किया था भाई तुमने? और if you are able to remember those feelings what you had that time, I think you'll gain back that momentum, you'll gain back that energy and move forward in life. Or if not there, ask yourself, what is it you want to achieve out of this? Why you started this? What you wanted to get? And that larger picture, the destination, the outcome, the result that is going to be beautiful. For example, a pregnant woman, when she is in the middle of pregnancy, definitely must be having her depressing moments because of the hormonal changes. And at times she feels, yeah, I'm not feeling like you, why am I? And that moment she should ask this question, why the first place you got pregnant? Do you know that? Do you remember those times? And then you might think, I wanted a bundle of joy in my hands, I wanted to have a legacy to be continued, whatever the reason. Or just some more time, and 9 months later, or that 4 month later, that is going to be the most beautiful gift life is going to give it to me, which I'm carrying in me. Maybe that motivates you. At that point when you feel like down, feel like giving up, and feel like I don't think I can take it further, either go in the past and ask yourself why the first place you started it. Ask the reason. You'll have your answer. Or ask yourself, or tell yourself, just some more time, and what you started the whole thing for, what that output, that thing that has been going to come is going to be so beautiful, so bigger than this pain I'm going through right now, and that will keep making you go till you reach where you want to reach in life. So this is what couple of lessons I thought I will share with all of you in the entire room. This I wanted to ask you, not you. I think I would have asked to any of the women who have done something very worthwhile in their life, or very purposeful. Because again, one of the very beautiful thing about my life, again reference point. My life is very eventful. Every day something happens. Every hour something happens, and it's so eventful. Very eventful days I live. And I've seen that a very eventful life you also live. You must be also close to what? 46, 45? 46. And at 46, where most women are like settled, just no, it's like you have to live because you have to live. And here I see every time I meet her, either one award is there or a function is there. Last, I think 2 years back, she joined BJP in politics and this and that. So a very eventful life she has done. And she's living also. And I think it's going to only continue. When somebody enters in politics by the age of 44, 45, it only means they're going to be there till the end of their life. So, and with all other qualities. See, there are a lot of girls who college में भी है, जो कि fraternity में भी है. So let's go back in the past. I don't know whether we don't know whether you ever thought about it, but just to keep it to your head. When you are marriageable age, and you know you have so many skills, so many qualities, so many multitasker, and you are good in almost everything that you do, and you still don't know. Okay, as a doctor, you have BMS कर लिया या आपका आयुर्वेदिक का डॉक्टर है, and you know that is your educational qualification, but you are more than that. Okay, that's what everybody is seeing. So when you are single and you have so many things, and so how do you decide कि if I'm going to get married, तो इन सबको justice करना है. Then you have a new family, you have a man, you have his family members. They all become your extended family. You take care of yourself, your skills, your sanity, your so many facets that you have, and then plus so many family members. So, how a woman should go into a relationship or a family to start a family when you know you are so good at so many things? See, it's like when you are कुछ भी नहीं है, just I'm a woman and I am 24 and they want me to get married and I will get married to a family. It's a different ordinary story of an ordinary person. But this is not a common story of a common man. This is an uncommon story of uncommon people, of a common people. So, how do you decide to go in a relationship in a new family when you know you're so good at so many things and you don't know whether that soil will allow you to flourish, blossom, bloom? So, what fight internally? Because parents को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Parents, all due respect to our parents, but they think यार एक जिम्मेदारी है, बेटे की शादी करा के देनी है, हो जाएगा तो अच्छा फैमिली मिल गया बस आपके सपने.
In fact, I would like to say whatever it is, whatever I do or I have learned, whatever skills, whatever I have, it's all credit to my parents, to my mother especially, who made sure that we belong to a quite okay family, political background hai, so thoda sa we were very secure and this at home and quite well to do also. But my mom always made sure that I learned every skill possible to survive. My dad also always used to, you belong here right now, but we don't know what will come in the future. So you should be prepared for everything that comes to your way, right? From cooking to every other skill possible. She made sure that every summer holidays I used to learn something new, something right from a small chapati banani hai. So how I can make it the most beautiful way artistic. And people used to come to see how I make it. That's the way it used to happen. And all credit to my mom because she was a perfectionist. She is a perfectionist, and she made sure that we children also learned all these skills of survival which were there. So ये पहला part हो गया. And next is when Vinod's का proposal आया था, so I just told him two things. I want, कि एक तो कोई भी ये नहीं चलेगा, any addiction. So I don't want in my life. You have the choice. If you choose addiction, you have to leave.
But if he had addiction for you, then
it was about bad addiction.
you are a bad addiction.
I'm not a bad addiction. Bad addiction. So if any that kind of thing. So अगर वो है तो मुझे नहीं चलेगा. You want to do it, but I will be out of your life. That was one thing I did. And the second thing I want is this relationship. Is you give me my space. थोड़ा लगेगा, but I want my space. I want my space. That's only these two things I expected or I just shared with him.
I want all of you girls who are not married to listen to this. Very important.
ये मुझे चाहिए कि I will do everything for you, but I want a little bit space for myself. When I want to fly, I want that उतना जमीन, उतना आसमान मेरे लिए मुझे चाहिए. Just make sure I get that, and everything else will happen.
So it's very, very important for you to clarify your expectations explicitly before you get into a relationship. Because once you get into a relationship, then it is like you have lost the battle. You cannot do that. So for all of you girls who are not yet married and who are on the verge of marriage, it's very important. If you think you are good and you think you can do a lot by yourself and you have expressions to express in the world and you have the potential to make a difference in the world society, I think it's very important for you to know that if you are not going to stand for yourself, by yourself, with yourself, nobody is going to come and tell, because freedom is never given, it is always taken. You have to ask for the freedom, nobody is going to come and give you. It's very nice to say, जा सिमरन जा जी ले अपनी जिंदगी, ऐसा कोई नहीं करता है. Everybody wants you to be controlled, they want you to be in their space. It's a very important and very courageous thing to do in a relationship, especially when you are a girl, because man has not much to lose in the process, not much. He also loses something, but not much. Woman has to let go of almost everything, from her parents to her family to her siblings to her friends to, and there are some societies where even the names of the women are changed, girls are changed after their marriage. Whatever the reason, there's so much at stake, and the entire thing, what they expect is, can I have my dreams, space for my dreams? And of course, don't have a bad habit is the most beautiful thing, because men with bad habits can have a very major health issues, and that can lead to a lot of complications which we don't understand. I think it's a very valid point which she said. The man whom you're going to marry should not have any bad habits, bad addictions, and they should be able to give you a space and stand for you wherever it's possible to do.
I want to share one story.
Yes.
मुझे जब विनोद का प्रपोजल आया था, it was arranged marriage of course, तो दूसरा प्रपोजल आया था एक न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट का, and he was doing his to be post graduation चालू था, and he had 2 more daughters. When my father went for that to see that person, तो उनके 3 bungalows रूम में थे, they were very well to do, but that son, whoever जो prospect था, he did not speak a whole single line in that entire conversation, and his dad simply said, मेरा बेटा दुनिया का, इंडिया का सबसे टॉप न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट होने वाला है, एंड जो भी मेरी बहू होगी उसको कुछ काम नहीं करना है, उसको बस डॉक्टर का डिग्री है ना, उसके लिए उसको मैरी करके हम लोग यहाँ पे लाएंगे, एंड द अदर जो भी डॉटर इन लॉज थे उनके, they were in पूरा घूंघट and lawyers and they were so much educated. And my father just walked out of it. And next was this proposal of Vinod, where he was so much open to, like, you know, do you want to study ahead? Do you want to do MD? क्योंकि मेरा internship चालू था तभी proposal आया था. And he wanted to know what I would like to do in the future. I should work. That was his preference that time. And he directly said that I would love that you should study ahead. You should work ahead. तो ये अगर अच्छा है, अगर if you are doing this, if you have it in your head, it's a good thing, and I will definitely think, मतलब हम लोग साथ में ये plan कर सकते हैं. In fact, I did post graduation type course in Panchakarma after my marriage itself. So that was one thing, and my family members, I must say, they have supported me like anything. I do crazy things, but they have never ever crossed me. My in-laws, my husband, my son, all of them have been so supportive. They have never questioned me कि तू क्यों कर रही है, and you are out for so much time, and this, as long as of course they want, every person wants that this family should be a preference, and the shanti and peace of that family should not be disturbed because of any of my activities or whatever. So that was one expectation always that they had, but still, I would say that they have been the most cooperative people. So I'm really thankful.
Yeah, that definitely.
Because it would not be possible if every day if I would have to fight for those things. कि नहीं क्या क्यों कर रही है, यहाँ क्यों गई, इतने टाइम में क्यों नहीं वापस आई, and why have you bought these things, why have you whatever, मतलब मैं कुछ भी घर में करती हूँ, they have never crossed me for that anytime. I think I'm really grateful. Of course, I never did anything like that I should be. I had to prove, of course, but.
Right. So, how did you manage this balance? They did not even get a chance to ask you or question you or stop you. So, it never happened. So, you got a very beautiful family, no doubt about it. But still, you know, till you prove, as you said, till you prove that you will do justice to family chores and do everything properly, तब तक के लिए it may have taken maybe 3 months or 6 months or 1 year for them to believe, oh, she is, I think, balancing properly. Let's not interfere. Let's allow her to do. She's not disturbing the family peace. Everything is happening. The initial 2 days, months, that how did you behave or conduct where they got the trust? Results take some time. So, what did you do so that these girls, when they go and get married, They should not straight away expect कि like how Manisha Jadhav got a family, I don't have a family, what can I do? But वो family है, लेकिन तब see initially till you don't get the you don't win the trust, the confidence of the family, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना. So what is that you did in those times?
So my internship was start हुआ after my marriage, and I had to go to the hospital for my duties, like from morning to evening. Sometimes it was nights also, and I made sure that I completed the household work and जो भी responsibilities था घर का.
कितने लोग थे उसके लिए? What time you should get up in the morning?
Around 5 o'clock. That was the daily. But that time I was not मतलब fitness को इतना ध्यान नहीं था. We didn't have time. We used to walk that time. तो bus stop तक जाने तक और बस में खड़े होके 1 घंटा जाना है तो that exercise used to happen there only. And so I used to take care, make the dabba, make all the things at home, take care of that everything, and then come back. आने के बाद भी first thing is to get fresh and पूरा सब करना है. And my mom always taught me that you have to first complete your household things, सबका ख्याल रखना है. First priority should be the family, and then you do whatever activities you do. So that was घर पे भी करती थी. I being the first girl child in my total joint family में सबको लड़के हैं. मैं पहली लड़की हूँ घर में. So always being the responsible one, didi in the house, so always taking care of things. So it was not a very big task. In fact, ulta hua tha. In my house, when first day jo hota hai, you prepare, there are guests in the house and everything, and you have to prepare food for everyone. And so wahan pe wo as a ye maine nahi kiya. You have to make that impression and everything to make sure that you don't just sit around there. I was serving food to the people around there. So Vinod comes and tells all his relatives कि ये डॉक्टर है, इससे ये रोज के काम नहीं करवाना है. She has come here for a purpose. तो ये आप उनसे मत करवाओ कर. So it was ulta in fact. He said that, and I was told कि नहीं, if you want to create impression in your house, you have to make sure you work there and do everything properly. So it was like that. But so if you handle both these things together and make that priority कि कभी health issues है तो everything aside, all other activities are not at all important. First give importance to your family, and फिर बाद में अपना काम करना. And if I am going for walking to come in the time, तो अपना slot बनाने के लिए फिर make sure you make some other time slot for yourself, and then without impacting the other activities. So even if I'm learning something like जैसे मैं portrait रंगोली सीखा तो किसी को पता भी नहीं चला मैं सीख गया. I used to do it in the between time when nothing is getting disturbed.
तो ये full time to be busy with some activity और ये किधर कैसे है? A lot of people want to relax and sit when they get a time. In the time when you get to relax, you do something, you learn something fabulous and come back. So what is that? मतलब कितने बैठने को नहीं होता है क्या?
I said no. I really don't do anything. It happens like that. कि चीजें आती है सामने से. But one thing is for sure, वो कीड़ा है कि वो वो arrow वहाँ से जा रहा है, and I make sure I point it towards me and take it on me. तो वो initiation बहुत जनों को नहीं जमता. They keep on deliberating full time कि मैं करूँ या नहीं करूँ, till that time I am done with the task. तो ये जो है, it is अंदर का कीड़ा है, it is inborn. I can't do anything with it. I keep telling everybody around me, sorry, boss, वो factor है, वो जो भी है, and because of that, maybe some people take me for like कि उसका side effects भी होता है बहुत सारा. But still, it is there inside me. You have to accept that part of me. I can't do anything. But initiating that thing is definitely somewhere कि हाँ ये बात है कि I feel कि I should not live an arbitrary life. Whether it is life or death, it should not be arbitrary. It should not be random. It should not be something that is just happening. आप सुबह उठे हो and your day finishes off without anything happening. It's not done. You're not doing justice to the life that God has given. That's the thought that comes to my mind whenever I take up something or do anything in life. I think that thought comes to my mind. How I can add special efforts to this? What can I do to help? That is the first thought that comes. What can I help to make this more important, more special, more beautiful, whatever it is.
Correct.
So that's the question that comes to me.
And I think that we all have seen in different ways. I still remember you coming to one of the birthdays, fun birthday of mine after we came together, and everybody was shocked because the way she did the portrait rangoli of me, some photos of mine she picked up and then she made such a live. Most of you have seen this. Those of you are there in that Bande Bano Bandi Nahi, in that birthday celebration when she came and she did a fabulous thing. And it was not required, it was not expected out of her because everybody comes and just be there. And it's me who adds value on everybody's life and that birthday. And that day we have seen the way she added the value. And I think this I've seen everywhere, wherever she comes, she always see what she can add from outside. It's a very beautiful quality to add. Now, so many beautiful things you do, and all we are good at the whole thing. Just as a uh, outsider, I think, then putting your energy in 100 things, if you have put the energy into one thing, before I complete the whole thing, let me just remind we have so many friends of her and family members who are there. And I know they all are Marathi speaking and Marathi listening. There are Maharashtrians. I know you know speak English and Hindi. But because we also have people from all over the country on this Sampurna, तो हमको हिंदी इंग्लिश में करना पड़ेगा. How I wish कि एक पूरा 1 घंटा मराठी में लेके तरातर मार के सब कर सकते हैं, लेकिन वो थोड़ा सा those of you are from Manisha's side, I won't say apologies, but you will have to understand. सबको अगर सुन आप तो आपकी लड़की को आप जानते हो, बाकी लोग भी जान रहे हैं आपकी लड़की कितनी क्या है क्या चीज है, तो वी आर होल्डिंग इट ऑन इंग्लिश में हिंदी ओनली. असं मला आतनं वाटतं की जरा 2-3 मराठीचे एकदम शब्द बोलून एकदम करायला पाहिजे, पण ठीक आहे, त्याचा तडका विल पुट लेटर ऑन समटाइम मे बी. But thank you for listening and watching this Sampurna and knowing about your girl from my eyes. So आपको लगता नहीं कभी कि आउटसाइडर बोल रहे हैं, हजार चीजें कर रहे हैं, पर वही एनर्जी अगर आप एक चीज पे करो तो यू कैन क्रिएट समथिंग वेरी ब्रिलियंट आउट ऑफ इट. से कभी लगा कि कोई बोला क्या, कभी किसी ने फीडबैक दिया, सोचा कि यार लास्ट 25 इयर्स में इतना कुछ कर रही हो, हर जगह पे हो, ऐसा नहीं है, यू फीलिंग गुड अबाउट इट, बट ऑल द एनर्जी विच ऑल दिस डाइवर्सिफाइड और डाइवर्स एवरीवेयर विल कन्वर्ट दिस इनटू वन थिंग. डू यू थिंक कुछ ज्यादा बड़ा होता था या शायद कुछ भी नहीं होता?
This thought and this question comes every time when I do something new. अभी ये शुरू हो गया. Why don't you focus on something, one something and make that big? That is the question. पर फिर बाकी चीजें जीना नहीं करना. That is not a compromise that I want to make. If I'm doing one thing and I'm compromising on all the other experiences that were going to be possible, तो मुझे जीना पूरा जिंदगी जीना है. I want to explore all the possibilities. कि nothing, एक तो fear नहीं है. तो you tell me to jump from a cliff, I will. If I want to take that experience, I will. If you tell me paragliding करना है, snorkeling करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. हाँ, one life I need to. I'm not sure what is going to happen next. After that, I don't know what is going to happen. So I don't want to keep away from all these experiences that life is giving me. And somewhere I think I'm destined for that. कि सब एक ही इसमें ग्रेट होने से अच्छा है सब चीजों का एक्सपीरियंस लो एंड I don't want to be resentful कि ये नहीं, इसको टाइम नहीं मिला, उसको टाइम नहीं मिला, ये नहीं कर पाई, oh I wanted to do this, I didn't do it. I think that's destiny.
And I wanted you to listen to all these things for a lot of things, a lot of reasons. One,
but yes, I'm okay. Then I am okay with the result. कि हाँ, एक का जो impact आता था वो सब चीजों में नहीं आने वाला है. I should be happy with that result.
It is a very personal decision that you make with yourself for your own peace, because world is going to say you 100 things for whatever you do. For example, if somebody is only focused on studies, the world will say, kya full time only study, sometimes play, or music, go and meet people, talk to people. So problem with human beings is, whatever you do, they will show you what you are not doing and do that. So when she's doing everything, then purposely I asked this question because I want all of you to know that in case few of them ये भी करता है वो भी करता है कि एक जगह पे काम करना, कोई बंदा एक ही काम कर रहा है, क्या है यार, you're a bookworm, you only study 24/7, दुनिया देखो बाकी भी है दुनिया में, ये भी है वो भी है. So this world is never going to be satisfied and peaceful and happy with you no matter whatever you do. Okay, so one, be yourself, number one. Number two, you and me were not born to show the world what we can do. You and me were born to enjoy what I'm supposed to be. Now, even if she listens to me, let's say, Deepak, आप हमारे टीचर हो, कोच है, आप बोल रहे हो तो मैं एक ही जगह करती हूँ. She might produce some fabulous results in one activity. But let me tell you, world will feel, wow, क्या कर दिया, but she won't enjoy it. She won't enjoy it. She won't be happy with it. Her happiness, her completeness, her fulfillment comes only when she is doing 100 things at the same time. World might think she is breaking her energies into different things, but that is where is her fulfillment. Of course, and there are those people among all of us also who are very single-minded, focused towards their goal, and when they do that, and that alone will make them feel fulfilled and satisfied and complete. If they start doing 100 more things, they feel they are wandering for no reason. They have been deterred from their goal. They have been misguided, misdirected, and they feel lost. So for them, doing that only one, it can be anything. That only thing they do, that gives them everything. For her, doing 100 things makes her feel complete and fulfilled. For somebody, it is the only thing that they will do that will give them everything in life. So no matter what the world says, and let me tell you, the world will only show you what you are not doing. They will not say, I'm so happy to know that you are enjoying everything in life. You are doing this also, that also. They'll always find out what you are not doing in life. And if you're doing only one thing in life, they'll say, you have only एक काम कर, बाकी की जिंदगी इतनी पड़ी है, तुम कुछ भी नहीं कर रहे उसमें से. So you and me should have this very strong lesson in life. आपको जिसमें कंप्लीटनेस लगता है, फुलफिलमेंट लगता है, सेटिस्फाई लगता है, आप करो. फिर उसमें बड़ा काम छोटा काम का बात नहीं है. आपकी पर्सनल फुलफिलमेंट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. See, there are few things in life we can sacrifice. Okay, for example, I can sacrifice something in my action. I don't mind. वहां मत बैठो, यहाँ बैठो. वो that may be a recliner, that may be a normal seat. ठीक है, I don't mind sacrificing for somebody else. Don't go for this area, or don't go to Uti, go to Manali. Okay, I'll sacrifice that also. You ask me, don't laugh the way you laugh. I'm sorry, I'm not interested to compromise. I will compromise on my actions if I have to. I won't compromise on my feeling because my feelings make me feel what I feel. And if I don't feel what I feel, I'm not living, I'm dead. And what's very beautiful thing to say, I want to add value. What we always say, adding days to your life is called aging. And adding life to your days is called living. So when you add life to your days, you're actually growing in life. You don't feel like aging. In fact, most of you don't know. Today morning when I was coming to Bangalore, from Bangalore I took a flight to Pune, and we have a very regular driver called Zafar Bhai. And those of you have seen Zafar Bhai, my office will already know it. I don't know, I randomly asked, Zafar Bhai, aapka umar kitna hai? He said 52. I was shocked because I thought he's 64 because he's so old. He said 52. I said 52, I'm 53. And it was such a shock for me moment. It was not even I felt very wow about me. I felt yaar, 52 के होके यार कितने बुरे लग रहे हो यार. I didn't say this to him, but he himself said, 53 हो तो मैं आपको भैया बोलना चाहिए. तो वो तो भैया तो ठीक है भाई, लेकिन यार तूने कर क्या दिया यार. I also have grey hair. He also has grey hair. But no, I felt he's 64. He must be grandfather of a few children. And he has a son who's almost like 24 years. My Arya is 21 years. I couldn't believe. Then I realized, क्या कर रहा है वो? Every day he's driving the car, driving the cab, and going on driving. Maybe that's what is his survival mode. But he's only adding days to his life, so he's looking aged. He's aging. Somebody like her, she's 46. If you meet her now, you can't make out by the way she works and the dynamism she carries, the enthusiasm. I still remember once we had a public program in Pune, and she was to come, and I think few of you Kingdomites have also been here, and we're getting late in the whole thing, and it's happened here. We have the video. I suppose. She got into no entry or some traffic problem happened. Whole traffic from one side, and she's alone on her scooter on one side, and she's like hutto, 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 and you should know that trucks and big jeeps and cars, everybody was making way for her, and she was passing to the exactly opposite side. It was an out of the movie scene. That's what. So the kind of drama she has around her life is fabulous, and that doesn't look that somebody is 46-year-old. It looks so young because when you add days to your life, you're aging. When you add life to your days, you're growing, and that's what I've seen growing. And same with Vinod also. Today also when I saw Vinod is not there, he's there right up to the backside में बैठा हुआ चुपके बैठा हुआ है वो. मतलब चुपके नहीं तो छुपा के रखा है हम लोगों ने because he will take the limelight because there's too much of light on his head. And he also coming at 51 now is, and red t-shirt, and it looked like an एकदम boy look. यार मस्त है जो. It's an amazing life to live. When you add life to your days, you've never aged. You always keep growing in life. So don't add days to your life, add life to your days. Okay, we have. Anyway, I have one question. We have a lot of questions, but by the time. So when you come from a family where there is a star in the house, like your uncle was a big political figure in Pune, standing MP, and he had his own वर्चस्व like big found it और आप एक stardom था उनका, and you are the first girl child or only girl child in the family, and then to know that you have a big you didn't have to fit into anybody's shoes as such, but you know when you have in a family. I'll give an example from parallel draws. Like you are from a star family, like in Bollywood you're a star kid. So your uncle or your father or somebody is a big star, Bollywood star, and then वो आता है ना, एक unknown pressure होता है कि will I be as big or as good as him or her in the family. तो वो कभी था क्या, and then you move into a different family which is a very not a political family, like family is a very typical middle class family, well to do good family, but आपका family is like larger than life. This family is like normal life. So coming from a larger than life family to a very good family, middle class family, not common आदमी का family.
Who's by choice?
हाँ, तो why that choice or what was the thing there? Was that कि यार वो बहुत difficult है to maintain the larger than life, or it was जो क्या था? How do you deal with it? Why you?
As I said, I was the elder girl child in the family. So always जितना भी pressure था, definitely pressure था to maintain that everything, वो in your walking, in your talking, in everything that you do. Back of the mind is always there. I belong to this family and I should not do anything that will harm that image or whatever. ये तो बचपन से ही था कि we have to maintain that. तो ये तो pressure था ही, इसलिए and I have seen the kind of life that they have lived as politicians. तो मेरा first ये था कि शादी करना है तो किसी politician से करना है और run away from everything because there was so much work to do and there was so much to keep up with, and I wanted a break from it. I had too many responsibilities in the house to follow, not on the field. It was behind the scene. But I saw the pressure. I saw the kind of hard work that my parents, my uncle, and all of them, everyone, they were as a family. It was an entire big game. It was, and every time there was something happening. Lots of people coming, and every day we used to cook food for 50 to 100 people, and it was big task. And somewhere I used to feel कि नहीं मुझे नहीं चाहिए ये. I don't want to marry anybody who's into politics, and hence I actually married Vinod. Thank God, nobody into politics. And I never thought at that time कि मैं कभी politics join करूँगी. And that's why first few years of my marriage, right until few years back, there were so many offers coming from different political parties. आप बस नाम form भरो बाकी सब हम करते हैं. But I never even gave a thought to it. In fact, Vinod was some at some point of my time he told me कि देखो तुमको अगर chance लेना है तो. But my thought was very clear. Politics nahi karna hai. And it was like that. But over the period, some things haven't changed. And जैसे जैसे वेदांत बड़ा हुआ, I started giving more time for social activities. I started falling out, and there I realized my father. I used to, in fact, always tell my father कि आप बोलते हो कि समाज सेवा करना है, तो आप प्योर समाज सेवा क्यों नहीं करते हो? Why do you want to fall into politics? You know. So he used to tell me, देखो, if you want to do some big work for people, there you have to go through some procedures, and that procedures will not happen until you are in control of it. तो वो कंट्रोल में आने के लिए तुमको पॉलिटिक्स का सपोर्ट लगता है. इफ यू आर इन पावर, यू विल बी एबल टू डू दोस थिंग्स मोर इजीली. दैट इज द रीजन वी हैव टू हैव rajkaran. Okay, so you have to have 20% rajkaran and 80% samajkaran. That is the way it should be. Okay, he used to tell me, but I was never convinced. And then when I started doing these activities, so I realized. And then one thing I read somewhere, if you're playing football or cricket and you want to change you don't like some rules of the game. You are sitting there and cheering in the stands, and you expect कि नहीं, ये 6 बॉल का ओवर नहीं होना चाहिए, ये 8 बॉल होने चाहिए. That's not fair. I want to change the rules of the game. Can I do it by sitting in the stands? No, I need to be the one who is making the rules. I need to be there. Then only I can change the rules. तो अगर मुझे लगता है कि things around me are not going good, how can I change by just saying something about it, or just daily newspaper पढ़ के इसको गाली दो, उसको गाली दो, ये करो, वो करो? It's not going to happen. So if I want that bigger change to happen around me, I need to enter that system which is making that change happen. And that is the reason which stimulated me, or rather, which provoked me to join politics. And it was not of the same party that my father and my uncle belong. So, but thankfully, when I talked to them and I explained it to them why I want to do this, they were very happily, they allowed me, and they said, "जो भी करना है बस मन से करो, everything will happen in place." So I actually miss them a lot. But whatever, let's see how it goes ahead.
Very important lesson for all of us is, if you belong to the garden of roses, wherever you go, you will be blossoming as a rose only. How much ever you deny, when you have a seed of a politician in your blood, when you have grown in a family of politicians, when you have grown and seen everything for ages together, your subconscious only is that of a politician. That's why even when she says that I simply started walking and it become a revolution by itself. Political, we may have a very different connotation to politicians, but leadership is all about. The politician is basically supposed to be a good leader. A good leader should be a politician. That is good. Like for example, Narendra Modi is a good leader, and because he's also a politician, he's able to do some amazing things for this country. A useless person becomes a politician, he will only spoil the whole thing, and we have enough example for the entire thing. So when you say, I start a simple thing, it becomes something very big, because leadership is in your blood. Leadership is something which is your gift. So whether it is a simple thing about doing in COVID times what you did, you took the lead to do what you did, or it is a program which you did for the women for pregnancy, it became a movement. You took walking, it became a movement now. So which means you cannot deny. So a lot of times, for example, if people say, wherever you take me, I will make sure I end up with people only, because I cannot be alone doing nothing. People excites me, and that is in my blood. So what is there your seed? If you know, this is what you will do wherever you go. So finally, irrespective of how much she resisted not to be a politician or not to be in a political family, she eventually has become a politician, and we only will pray that she does, because she's a good human being, she's a good leader. If she also get a political power, I think a lot good can happen to society in wherever she works in the entire thing. One, two, even if you have a family of stardom, even if you are born in a family where everything is so brilliant and there is a larger than life, it's not easy life. When we look from here and say, yaar, Shahrukh Khan ke bete ko kya zindagi hai yaar, Amitabh Bachchan ke bete ko kya zindagi hai yaar, it's not easy. And she's a classic example, because I don't think in our fraternity we have somebody who come from that larger than life family background to understand internally kitna difficult to see every day because of the larger than life. Her family has lived a life because her uncle was a big politician in Bangalore, in Pune. To see every day 50s, hundreds of people on a regular basis where you don't have any privacy. To take care of people whom you don't even know who they are. To take care of people who don't know that tomorrow they will be with you or they will betray you. To know that you will never have your own family members for you when you want. You know that you will never have a normal life. You know that you have to maintain the decorum, you have to sacrifice your freedom. There's no privacy in your life. Everything is public. So you have to walk, the way you talk, the way you sit, the way you dress up, the way you eat, the way you behave. Everything is under scanning. And that is from the childhood till you grow up. And to live a life like it's not easy life. Even if you think that he or she is born into such a big family of stardom, it can be Bollywood stars, it can be political stars. It's not an easy life. In fact, it is a much easier life, simpler life for people who are common people. So when she said I was craving for a common life, of course she had a very beautiful life, but ultimately what to do? You are a seed of a rose garden, so you will eventually become a rose flower and bloom and give your fragrance to everybody, and that's what she's doing right now. There's so much about her I cannot do justice in 1 hour's time. But I think even this what a time we have got with her. There's so many beautiful inputs we have got from her talks, which I could infer and share with all of you. And we only will wish let her get a political seat, power for doing good very soon in her life, faster than she's expecting, and for all the family support that she has got. Because again now her life is going to become even more bigger. So even if she's come from there, she took a slow, low profile. But I think the way life is conspiring, she's going to again go on top there. We only will wish let things be smoother, faster. Smooth to nahi hoga. When you do bigger things in life, you have to face bigger challenges. Extraordinary life needs extraordinary lifestyle to live, and she lives an extraordinary lifestyle in her own style. Has her own panache, she has her own style, she has her own fan following, she has her own world, she has her own contribution, she has her own social programs and social things. She does so much in her life happens on a daily basis, and we could only touch what we could touch. So we only will wish from this whole fraternity of inspiration and Santona that you get a good post of power through which you can do a lot of good that you always felt for people, and let your uncle, your dad from the heaven keep blessing, gracing you with some amazing opportunities, and you continue the legacy of our family in the times to come. And with that, from my side, I think because time is over, so I have to finish the whole thing. In case you have learned something, understood something, and you want to share something for Manisha and whatever it may be, I think we are willing to listen to you. If nothing to share with, I think we are okay to go. I think
Before that, I wish to thank you, Surya. Thank you, and I'm really grateful. I think there are very few people whom, like, I look up to, and you have been that source of energy. जो first moment में हम लोग बोलते हैं ना chemistry click हो गया. That was the thing that happened between us. And since 2018, अभी याद दिलाया तो this journey began, and it was not at all random. It was not supposed to be random. And we made sure of that. And thank you for keeping me in your heart, in your blessings, in your days, in your prayers. Because that means a lot. It gives me that energy. I think जो भी मैं करती हूँ, it is because of the blessings of teachers like you, family members, everybody. And that's what gives me that energy, that rush to do whatever I'm doing. So that thing.
Always with you. Thank you so much. And since he has already mentioned about the whole thing, I think we should not mention about this very special person in this context, Vedant, Vinod's and Manisha's son. It's actually Vedant who came to do the rare program in Pune for 2 days. As a teenager, he came to us, I think again 6 years back only. His RS age only, same age. And he came in 2 days, and the way he transformed and changed, seeing him, son's changes and the way the son was growing, they came and joined CEO of Life that time, and then everything happened. Just like the CEO of Life. So that is how the whole journey began. So as much as she's thankful to me, I'm thankful to Vedant that he brought Vinod and Manisha, and through them a very beautiful world in Pune is a part of this fraternity. So thank you, Vedu, who is there and listening to me anyway on the Zoom here. So
there are so many people who left on the way. But it
well,
did not happen.
style है ना, तो जो शुरू करती है वो पूरा खत्म हो गया ना. Either it will end with me dying or you dying, and maybe even after dying we will still hold on to the spirit in the whole thing. So thank you, Vedant, for being that spark to bring all of us together, and so many of them because the way you have grown and the way you have shown the changes to all of them. And of course, thank you, Vinod. If not for a man like you in her life, she wouldn't have been doing what she all is doing, and you still stand. I know you have your own style of being very critical and being very straightforward, and sometimes it pinches, but I think that's true love, because love is a responsibility and not a pampering. So in your love, you have not pampered her, but you have made a difference in her life. So thank you, Vinod, for being such an amazing support, and all those family members who are there from Manisha's side and family.
To all my friends out there.
To all your friends. I think
to all my society people out there, neighbors out there.
Yes. All of you who want to, from her life, those of you are there, please press the hand cover, and I will know who want to speak. I can see somebody want to share from there. I will come to all of you. आपको जरा press करना पड़ेगा, आप हाथ खड़ा करना पड़ेगा. I listen to you also. Let's start with Preet here. Preet.
Love you, Deepak.
Very Preet.
The one line of for this entire the Sampurna session would be Manisha with Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
Perfect.
Indeed.
You know, whether she said, अब मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, मैं जैसी हूँ मैं वैसी हूँ, जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. मैं अगर कुछ अच्छा कर रही हूँ, आई एम डूइंग सम न्यू एक्टिविटी, आई एम डूइंग समथिंग फॉर अदर्स, तो भी मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती, बस जो मेरे को मन में आ रहा है मैं वो कर रही हूँ, जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. But everything, I think, very candid person, Manisha. Loved the way you are living your life, and I could really relate a lot with you, because I think lot of things there are a similarity between Rajni and you also. But one aspect which you said, which Deepak asked, that if you do focus on one thing, you achieve much greater height, much greater success, whereas you know, dividing your energy in many aspects. But Deepak, you and Deepak, very nicely you said that it's your decision, that you will not feel fulfilled if you do that one activity. I think that brought a lot of clarity, that it's a decision basically. मेरे को क्या पसंद है भाई, मैं वो कर रही हूँ ना. मेरे को ये जरूरी नहीं है कि जो फोकस मेरे को दुनिया जो बोल रही है मैं वही करूँ. So loved it, Manisha. Loved the way you are living your life. And one more thing, what you said, कि भगवान चिंगारी देता है. From there to make it a fire or to make it big, actually it's our responsibility. I know God keep helping here and there, but then it's our responsibility. Loved it, Deepak. Thanks a lot for taking this Sampurna. Loved it, Manisha. Thanks a lot. All the best.
Thank you so much. In fact, it's just happening by itself, and nothing is thought about. Back to back, I'm on taking Sampurna, talking about women only. We began with Kanchan, then we had Anita, and now we have this. So it's nothing that I was just telling you. ऐसा नहीं हो कि यार विनोद बोले यार मैंने भी तो बहुत सारा जिंदगी में काम किया यार, तू मनीषा को लेकर इंटरव्यू ले रहा है, मैं तूने इंटरव्यू लिया जबकि है ना blah blah. ऐसा नहीं है कुछ. It's nothing that because, but it's just happening that it just maybe women are right now in front of me बहुत सारा तो उधर खींच रहा है मेरा सर. But it's all of you men don't feel कि men are not doing good things in life. But it's not a common story. See, men doing a lot of work is very common. ऐसा कोई बड़ा बात नहीं है. It's basically uncommon story of a common man. So let's go by the context. So don't forget the whole thing. Otherwise, feeling yeah यार मैं भी तो काम कर रहा हूँ. I don't want to संदीप मैं तो सोचेगा यार मेरी बीवी तो बस 3 फिगर में कर दी, मैं तो यार 4 फिगर में कर रहा हूँ, तो मेरा इंटरव्यू नहीं लिया एंड इसका ले लिया. It's not about that. It's about the quality. It's about something different what a common person is doing. Contest, don't forget the contest of the Sampurna. It's uncommon story of a common man. So thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Love you so much.
Yeah.
Manisha, I remember her in Wandering Monk, she was my roommate. Oh, she has a great sense of humor and how much we've enjoyed together. I cannot forget those days. And it feels such a wow to meet a great future politician and holistic wonder. And what excites me is that doctor, Dr. Manisha Jadhav, to be a doctor and people when they study medicine and they finish, they think half their life is done. So being a doctor, she started from that, and how many things like a component of varied aspects she does, and that really excited me, and one more thing what every time like when Kanchan came and when uh, like each one you bring the guest of honor, it makes me introspect, like what is that where like sometimes I get answers for my questions which which I had the urge, like when today she said, even me, like I focus on I don't focus on one thing, like I do something and then I get excited with something, or I want to experience that and I do that. So I use, like I feel like going here and there and not focusing on one thing. I always feel, am I doing right, or am I, should I focus on only one thing? But it was a great answer for me, like that experience or that fulfillment you may get in very thing, that's enough. Like it's not exactly. I always like I had that kind of a thing. Thank you, Manisha, for that answer. Like it gave me a lot of fulfillment. Okay, it's nice. It's okay to be in very things also. And one more thing, what I felt wow is like usually the tips you gave for the bride and the bridegroom, like when you went for the
Call him.
you said like when you went and met the first alliance and with that like you gave that example. It's a very beautiful tip for bridegroom, or like what exactly is that they expect, or how you have to be in each scenario. Sometimes we may miss on that factor. So for all those who are listening, it was such a beautiful thing to think over. It was very nice, and
Want to say one thing here.
yeah.
हम लोग हमेशा जब रिश्ता आता है तो ऑल द फैमिली मेंबर्स थिंक कि ये लड़की वो घर में कैसे रहेगी, हाउ वेदर शी विल बी अ फिट इन दैट फैमिली. पीपल डोंट थिंक विद दैट एस्पेक्ट कि मुझे वो लड़की, हाउ विल शी बी हैप्पी एंड हाउ विल अदर्स फिट इनटू हर वर्ल्ड. That aspect needs to change somewhere. So I think it is changing, but rather we should, as girls, we should think when we are planning to marry somebody ki whether how people will fit into our world. Are they fit to be a part of your life?
No, I got good tips.
That is okay, but they should also be able to be fit in your life.
Correct. No, I got good tips to give to my son, my daughter.
Daughter also.
Thank you.
One thing what like I felt was like you said, right, whether it's Rangoli or whether it is this or whether it is that, I think there must be one common thing which will lead you to everything, right? it, is that only the conviction or something else beyond that?
Passion to the fullest. जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा, please बोलो ना अभी. Passion to the fullest. Nothing to miss in life. That's why first time in my life I have played that song. I have not understood the song ever. Try everything in life. I only saw the title of the song and I said I'll play this to her today. And then only it's a perfect song for her. So try everything in life. That's where the completeness you feel that by doing everything.
Yeah.
There's the only. There's nothing conviction is a passion to live life to the fullest.
Nice talking and list. Yeah.
There's a series on Netflix, New Amsterdam. If possible, people can watch it. That there's a doctor and he's the dean of that hospital and he's about to die due to cancer. And he has very few days left in his life. And then he says this dialogue that I don't want to live my life or death arbitrary. I don't want it to be random. That's where I picked that line from. And literally, how he lives that life is what is shown in that series. So very inspiring. Very inspiring.
New Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You see the series or you'll be with Manisha? We're the same.
Okay. Thank you so much for those
Pooja is there.
inspiring words.
Yes, hello everyone. ओके, मनीषा और मैं हम कॉलेज फ्रेंड्स है और हम बेंचमेट्स थे फॉर 4.5 years। और मैं उसे इतना जितना ज्यादा जानती हूँ उतना शायद कोई नहीं जानता होगा, क्योंकि बहुत यंग एज से जानती हूँ। तो वो शी वॉज ऑलवेज अ मदर फिगर। क्यों हम हॉस्टल में रहते थे, हमारे वाइवाज होते थे, तो वो हम सबके लिए टिफिन लाती थी कि क्योंकि हमारे कॉलेज को कैंटीन नहीं था। शी वॉज ऑलवेज अ मदर फिगर। और उसकी मदर वो सबको, सब बच्चों के लिए उतना उसके साथ देती थी। और वो हमेशा वो शी इज ऑलवेज अ 3 AM फ्रेंड। उसको कभी भी कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ भी है, तो वो शी इज ऑलवेज देयर। और उसका एक बहुत अच्छा क्वालिटी ये है कि वो कुछ भी नया स्टार्ट करती है। जनरली ऐसे होता है कि कोई उसके साथ नहीं होता है, तब वो लोग नहीं होते उसके साथ, लेकिन वो एक्टिविटी करते जाती है। और फिर लोगों को उसका इम्पोर्टेंस समझ में आता है, जैसे ऑर्गन डोनेशन है नाउ, पुस्तक प्रेमी एंड एवरीथिंग। तो उसका इम्पोर्टेंस समझ में आता है, लोग जुड़ते जाते हैं और कारवा बनता जाता है। और फिर वो नई एक्टिविटी हाथ में लेती है। तो ये ट्रू एग्जाम्पल है लीडरशिप का, कि वो कुछ शुरू करती है और फिर वो हैंड ओवर करके वो आगे दूसरे कुछ चीज को लीड करने के लिए चली जाती है। और उसकी जो करियर का ग्राफ है, या वो इतनी सारी चीजें क्यों करती है, तो उसका मुझे आंसर ऐसे लगता है कि जैसे हम 4 स्क्वायर मिल लेते हैं, वैसे उसका 4 स्क्वायर करियर है। कि उसमें उसमें उसको फन भी चाहिए, लीडरशिप भी चाहिए, उसको साइंस भी चाहिए, आर्ट भी चाहिए। सो देयर इज अ साइंस इन आर्ट एंड आर्ट इन साइंस। तो वो सब तो वो सब एक साथ होता है। और उसका कॉमन स्ट्रिंग मुझे ये लगता है कि ये जो बहुत इतना डाइवर्स चीजें क्यों करती है, उसका कॉमन क्या होगा, तो वो हैप्पीनेस ही होगा नेचुरली। तो वो मुझे उसके बारे में लगता है। और जब विनोद उसकी लाइफ में आए और उन दोनों ने एक साथ मिलके जो पूरा उनका स्किन क्लिनिक बनाया, या फिर जो भी बनाया, या दोनों के फैमिलीज का एक दूसरे दूसरे के साथ बॉन्डिंग, और सब एक साथ जुड़े रहना, एक दूसरों को केयर करना, ये उनका मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। सब फैमिली सब फंक्शंस में बहुत एंजॉय करते हैं, सब लोग साथ में होते हैं। एंड आज उनका 6th मैरिज एनिवर्सरी है। तो वो लीप 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 ईयर में आता है। तो हैप्पी मैरिज एनिवर्सरी टू विनोद एंड मनीषा। एंड लव यू वेदांत। एंड दीपक जी, आपको बहुत थैंक यू, क्योंकि आप जब से उनके लाइफ में आए हैं, तो ये तो पहले ही बहुत मतलब बहुत ही हाई एनर्जी और बहुत ही मजे मौज करने वाले लोग थे, लेकिन आपके आने के बाद वो और भी बढ़ गया है। तो शी ऑलवेज कीप्स ऑन शेयरिंग कि हमने क्या किया क्या किया। तो थैंक यू वेरी मच टू यू ऑल्सो। थैंक यू। गुड नाइट।
When are you allowing us to enter in your life?
हाँ हाँ।
When are you allowing me to enter in your life also? इसको भी आपको भी
yes
करना है।
yes 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 you are always आप ऑलरेडी है थ्रू यूट्यूब एंड शॉर्ट वीडियोस एंड एवरीथिंग।
वर्चुअल अलग होता है, रियल में मैं
yes 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 yes
रियल में आ जाओ।
yes yes thank you Deepak ji.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
sharing an amazing thing about our life, being such a friend for all these years. Thank you so much. Anybody else want to share something? ये कौन है? नंबर लगाए बैठे। Yes.
Anita. Anita है ना?
मुझे नहीं मालूम क्या।
Yes, Anita. Anita.
क्या ये?
Yes, Anita.
ये कौन है? भी some names I'm not able to see. Google का district ये। I think you have raised the hand. Would you want to come on the Zoom and share?
Hit this on the Bible.
You'll have to press the unmute button there.
Hello.
Nishan.
Yeah. Hello, ma'am.
Sorry, your face was not.
You have put
Yeah.
then you have put like on Samurai sitting on British
So that's my wife's photo, sir. That's my wife's photo.
This is wrong branding. Anyway.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir? So good to see you, sir.
बोलो.
No, one thing, like, I really must say, मैं जो है ना कैसे मेरे daughter को हमेशा बताता हूँ और मेरे wife को भी कि please focus on one thing. लेकिन जो मैम ने कहा है ना, that is very wrong. Like, focusing on one thing, I think will not be able to achieve. Who knows that, in next step we might like, something else. So we should not stop ourselves just by saying कि नहीं यही एक चीज है हमें जो है ना explore करना है. I think we should keep our doors, windows, everything open. What might knock in next step, we don't know. So I think that was a very, very valuable thing. Like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Like, it was a very big eye opener for me. मैं सच्ची बोल रहा हूँ, मैं मेरे daughter को अभी जो है ना next thing मैं यही बताने वाला हूँ कि please just don't focus on your studies, because the first thing as a parent, like, me and my wife, the first question we both ask her कि आज आपकी स्कूल में पढ़ाई कैसी हुई. So I think the question, like, which I'm going to ask my daughter will be different. I don't know what that question, but definitely मैं रोज जो एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ मेरे डॉटर को कि आज आपने स्कूल में क्या पढ़ाई की है. This question is definitely going to change now.
अभी
You should ask. You happy?
उसको बोलना अभी पढ़ाई छोड़ के और क्या क्या किया. What else you did after studies? You ask her, then she will say, यार पापा पूछेंगे, let me do something and come back. And that's why.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely, sir. Definitely. This thing is definitely, like, open my eyes. Like, it is important to ask, like, different questions rather than just asking, like, focus only on one thing.
Correct. So nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
One girl will live a very beautiful life because one father is understood the word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And both ma'am and sir, wishing you happy marriage anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
They celebrate 24 years of marriage, but because it happened on the leap year, they're very young as 6-year-old married.
Yeah, that's true.
21-year-old boy.
That's true.
Married at 21-year-old.
That's true, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much for sharing, all of you, and thank you for being connected to Sampurna. So look forward to some amazing times to come on next Thursday also. And thank you, Manisha, and wish you all the success and all the happiness in this world. And stay connected and get more people connected to Sampurna. I love you so much. We all love you so much from here. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Love you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Love you so much.